got this Mantel grandfather clock at the auction, and I'm taking it apart because this right here, this was manufactured. If you look on the stamp right here, it says 87. Can you see that?
I can see a stamp.
Yeah, so anyway, it was manufactured in 1987. I'm sure it was running for quite a few of those years. And so, what usually happens with these movements is they just end up getting debris and stuff in them, and then also the metal wears so that it doesn't run. Anyway, I'm pulling this out just to check it out. I refurbished that grandfather clock, that big one over there. That was a lot of fun. And this one I'm just seeing if I can lube it up. Right here, the hammers. This one was stuck, but it's loose now. Same with that one. This one, you can see it's still stuck. This one, same thing. And then that one loosened up. So these two, I've been taking some of this clock oil right here, and I've been applying the oil, trying to get it to loosen up in there. Trying to work it, but these, I think there's just too much oil and grime. And the metal to hold it in here, this pin is stamped in there. I don't think I can press that out. I don't think I even want to. I'm just gonna get a new one. But it's fun seeing how it works. So this is how it's mounted in there. And you can see the hammers are down at the bottom. And then this is the case. You can see the bars here, different lengths. The longer the length, the deeper the tone. So those are the different, it's got 5 different notes. And it mounts to these. Can you see those bolts in there? Mm-hmm. And then the face goes out here. You'll notice there's 4 holes. So this is where the face for the hands right here. I took those off. So this is the minute hand. Here's the hour. So that goes through the middle, and then these 3 right here are for being able to wind the screws or the springs in here. And if I flip this around, you can see. So this right here would be where the hour hand and then also the minute hand, they go in. And then there's just a screw nut right here that you just screw on there and holds it on. And that's what goes around the face to tell the time. So then these 3 right here need to be wound with this key. They call this a key. It's got a square right there so that you can put it in, it locks it, and then you can turn that. What that does is it winds a spring inside of here. So that's potential energy to drive the mechanisms. So the middle one is always for the timekeeping. What that does is it's got the energy stored to be able to operate that tick-tock back and forth. As you can see, it's not tick-tocking anymore.
Did you put oil on that already?
I did. Something really cool about this, because it doesn't have a pendulum. Can you see that spring right there?
Yeah.
That's in lieu of the pendulum. So on the grandfather clock, like over there, it's got a big pendulum that swings back and forth. And that's the actuator for this right here, this little arm that's going back and forth. That's the seconds right there. On this one, to be able to adjust the time, whether to speed it up or slow it down, it's with this screw right here. And it's got the inscription stamped into the metal right there. You can see there's a plus and a minus to be able to adjust the speed so it either speeds up or slows down. And by screwing this, what it does is it either loosens or tightens the tension on that spring. Right here you can see this lever, and what that does is it raises these three, which are the deepest notes, and lets them go. So that's going to be the dong, dong, like 1 o'clock. What? Hold on. We're doing a video. And then if I want to silence it, I can push this bar down, and that holds the hammer so that they won't strike. I love all the gears and stuff in here. It's so fun. All right, so coming back to this side. So again, this would be the face. The hands are moving in a clockwise direction. This right here is how it sets the number of dongs. Can you see that? How it's moving this back here, the dong. Can you see the hammer going up and down?
Yeah.
And then you can see the gears inside of there moving. And as this right here goes around, you can see it's like a spiral right here coming in. It's larger up here and then smaller. And what that does is it sets this arm right here so that the number of notches is the hour. So if this was right there, that would be 1 o'clock. See how it stopped after 1 chime? But if it was, let's see if I can, I can't really move that easy. I was going to try and bypass this and get it down so it would hit. So it would do it quite a few more times, but and that movement, that gonging is this side right here, the left side. So the left side for the grandfather clocks generally is the hourly gongs. This key right here for winding the spring in here is the energy for the timekeeping. So the tick tock, tick tock. And then the one on the right is for the melody. So that would be like the Westminster or whatever a person has for the chimes. The dun, 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 dun. As these hammers are hitting right here, that's off of the energy off of this spring. So no batteries, no electricity, all just movement. And I don't think I'm going to be successful at refurbishing this, and like I said, that's okay. I'm just planning on buying a new one and installing it. Really simple to change these out. It's going to cost $360 for a new one. This is a very common model. It's called a Hermel, and this right here, you can see this is the number for, this is called a movement, and this is the number. So it's 340-020. And if you have a clock and you're wanting to get a replacement for it, that's what you would use. I just recently contacted clockworks.com, talked with a representative. They were very helpful. I'm going to be getting it through them, and they have people on the ready to be able to help with the install. So showing how to put this back in. So let's say this is a brand new one. I'm going to take and drop. That was my other grandfather clock. That was not this. So it just drops in there. So it goes into the bolts that are sticking up. You can see how the hammers strike that. So I've got 4 nuts right here that I would just simply tighten that down, and then turning it around, you can see the face here. It's a beautiful face. This is a Howard Miller. Just open it up, and then I would put the hour hand on first, and then the minute hand. And it has a knock right there so that you can only put the hour the way it's supposed to be. And then you can adjust depending on where it is to gong. You put this on last so that when it gongs, you know that it's at the hour. And that's what I'm doing today, since it's kind of a rainy day. Not much to do outside. And then here's some more identifying information about this unit. It's silly that a unit like this brand new is $1,300 and they can't even put the sticker on straight. Well, have fun with the information. I hope if you have a clock that this will push you to want to play with it and refurbish it and get it in working order. Have a wonderful day. Toodles.